Hello guys, in this video we are going to discuss about the Hofmann rearrangement. So if we treat a amide with sodium hydroxide in molecular bromine, then the corresponding amine will be produced which has one carbon less than the starting amide. This is the famous Hofmann degradation reaction. This reaction proceeds via the initial formation of the N-bromoamide, then the corresponding anion of the N-bromoamide forms, and then the actual Hofmann rearrangement takes place. So to understand the rearrangement, we have to consider the mechanism of this reaction first. Since the medium is basic, the OH minus will first abstract one hydrogen atom from the amide nitrogen, which will result in the formation of this anion, which is obviously resonance stabilized. So now the electrophile, which is either hypobromite, OH-Br, this is hypobromite, or the bromine molecule. Some textbooks suggest that hypobromite is the actual electrophile. Other textbooks suggest the molecular bromine itself acting as the electrophile. But this is more promising because in sodium hydroxide, in the reaction between sodium hydroxide and bromine, the bromine molecule actually reacts with the OH minus. One Br leaves the system as the Br minus, and this hypobromite is actually formed in the reaction medium. So now this oxygen atom is more electronegative than the bromine, so it will make this adjacent bromine more electrophilic in nature by minus I effect of oxygen atom. So this hypobromite will eventually act as a more stronger electrophile than the molecular bromine itself. So I will show the mechanism by considering the hypobromite as the actual electrophile. So what will happen is that this anion will eventually attack this hypobromite. OH minus will leave as the leaving group. So this is the N-bromoamide, which will lose a proton in the basic medium to provide the corresponding anion of the N-bromoamide. After that, the actual Hofmann rearrangement will take place. So there are two possible pathways to this rearrangement. One is the one-step pathway where the R group migrates to the nitrogen center and the Br minus leaves the system. Another is the Br minus initially leaves the system to provide this corresponding nitrine intermediate. So in the first case, this minus charge of the nitrogen will attack the carbonyl center, R group will migrate to the nitrogen center and Br minus will leave, which will eventually lead to the formation of this isocyanate. It will then be attacked by the water molecule or OH minus. Since the medium is basic, alkaline, so the active nucleophile will be OH minus, which will attack this carbon center, and the corresponding carbamic acid will form. This will eventually undergo a nucleophilic attack by the OH minus. which will lead to the formation of this amide, and carbonic acid will also form. Which will be essentially degraded into carbon dioxide and water. In another instance where the nitrogen is actually formed as an intermediate, this lone pair of this nitrogen will attack this carbonyl center, and this R group will now migrate to this nitrogen, which will lead to the formation of the same isocyanate. And then this will proceed the same steps as we have discussed earlier. Attack by OH minus, which will lead to the formation of carbamic acid, and then again second attack by OH minus or water molecule, whatever the nucleophile will be, will eventually lead to the formation of the desired amine. So this is the mechanism of Hofmann reaction, Hofmann degradation, and this particular step, and here this particular step is the Hofmann rearrangement. So the overall reaction is not Hofmann rearrangement, the overall reaction is Hofmann reaction or Hofmann degradation reaction, and these particular steps are the Hofmann rearrangement steps. So in order to prove that which pathway is actually taking place, whether it is going through this pathway or it is going through the formation of nitrogen intermediate, scientists have performed different experiments in order to establish the actual pathway. So first, if this is the actual pathway, then this will be the determining step. So after this reaction, after the rearrangement, this isocyanate will form, and then the desired amine will form. So this pathway will be the determining step. As soon as this isocyanate forms, it is highly reactive, so this step will be fast. And since this is highly unstable, so this molecule will not easily be converted to this molecule. So activation energy for this reaction will be high, and it will be the slow step. So that's why it is a rate determining step. So now if we change this R group, which has more migratory aptitude, higher migratory aptitude means the migrating tendency of this R group will be higher. So if the migration tendency of this R group is higher, then the rate of the overall this step, the rate of this step will be also high. That is, the step will be faster and the overall reaction rate will be faster. And this is found to be the case if R is changed into another group which has now higher migratory aptitude, then the overall rate of this reaction becomes fast. So this proves that this migration of this R group actually taking place in the rate determining step. Another example which disfavors the formation of nitrogen intermediate during the reaction is if there is the formation of nitrogen, then the water molecule present in the reaction mixture will eventually attack this nitrogen center. Since nitrogen is electron deficient and it behaves as an electrophile, thus it will eventually lead to the formation of this hydroxamic acid, but it is not found in the experimental situation. So these two observations suggest that there is actually no formation of nitrogen intermediate during the Hofmann rearrangement. So now the overall mechanism is complete. So now we will go to some examples which are interesting to discuss here. So first example is the imide. If we consider this imide, it is not amide, it is imide, since 2 carbonyl group is attached with the amide nitrogen atom. So if this molecule is subjected to Hofmann degradation reaction, then I am giving the mechanism, and then I will come to the product. So what will be the first step? First step will be the abstraction of this. This hydrogen will be abstracted from by the interaction by the hydroxide ion of sodium hydroxide, which will eventually lead to the formation of this negatively charged species, which will then attack this electrophile and this will form this N-bromoimide will form. It is N-bromoimide. Then the OH minus will attack one of these two carbonyl center, which will break this carbon-nitrogen bond. So now the actual rearrangement will take place. This N minus will attack this carbonyl center, and this whole group will migrate to this nitrogen center, and this Br minus will leave the system. And this isocyanate will be eventually attacked by the OH minus present in the system, and another attack will produce the corresponding amine, which now has one carbon atom less than the starting phthalimide. So this molecule is phthalimide. Let's say we have this compound. So if we treat this with sodium hydroxide and bromine, so what will happen? This amine will form. I am not giving the mechanism. You know that mechanism right now. So this will be the product molecule. So after that, what will happen? This lone pair of this NH2 group will assist the dissociation of this carbon-chlorine bond, and Cl- will leave the system. That will lead to the formation of a imine salt. Which will be then hydrolyzed by the water molecule present in the system. And ammonia will exit the system, and which will lead to the formation of this aldehyde. So if there is a halogen atom at the alpha position with respect to this amide group, then there will be the formation of aldehyde. So if there is another R group, then the product will be eventually a ketone. So this is quite interesting example of Hofmann degradation reaction. So this is it. These are the examples of Hofmann reaction. The mechanism is discussed quite in quite detail. So I hope that you guys have found this video to be useful. If you like this video, then please subscribe to this channel. It will help me to produce, or rather encourage me to produce more videos for you guys. Okay, thank you. See you in the next video.